So walk us through now. So let's talk a little bit more. Let's go into more tactical training. To give some of these listeners kind of some different skill sets that you've learned. What's one big? Let's just talk about this. Like, what's a big consequence question that we've taught you how to use? And when you use that consequence question, how does your prospect react to that?
Oh, okay. So I gotta tell you the truth. So I'm old school. I have your 8-week academy on CDs, and
Sure.
whenever I go driving, I purposely take 2-hour drives to hear your CDs. Okay, and I've been 5 years into your training to this date, and I still listen to your CDs once a month. Right?
Wow.
I'm old school guy. 8-week academy, right? So consequence. That's week 6. Consequence and qualifying questions. The biggest question I ask my prospect is, have you thought about what would happen if you didn't do this, or if you didn't solve this problem? Or have you thought about the ramifications of like not doing anything about this? How would your job or your responsibilities or what you're currently overseeing be different than it is today? Right?
And how they reacted?
What would happen if you didn't do this? What if you lost? Oh, we got hit by a cyber attack. We do crypto this. What would happen if that happened again?
Yeah. And how do they react to that?
Oh, they're like, Jeremy, they don't even know the answer to that. You would think that when you talk to a company like Wells Fargo or Citibank, like these guys would have their ish together. They don't. They don't know. Right? Yeah. And that's where the hardest. They don't know what would happen if another cyber attack happened again and a crypto company, one of their users lost like $5 million or $1 million in crypto holdings. They wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah. And that triggers in their mind, because they've never thought about it, but that triggers in their mind to start thinking about what will happen when you ask that question. So it puts that seed in their mind. That creates urgency for them to do something now, not do something later, because they've never thought about the consequences, because no salesperson has ever really learned how to ask them that.
And here's the thing. I'm not even pushing my product when I'm asking these questions. I'm not even thinking about my product. My well-being is strictly in their court. Like, hey, buy my product if you want, but like, if you don't want to buy my product, if you find something better, go for it. But at least think about the ramifications that you will experience if you don't do anything or if things are status quo.
Yeah, because you're getting into results-based thinking rather than price-based thinking at that point. Because here's where we all are. We're all at our, in the prospect's mind, like when we're asking certain questions, when you learn an EPQ, we're finding out and helping them find out what their current state is, their current situation. We're also helping them see by our questions where they want to be. What's their objectives? We call that the objective state. Now, what's the gap between where they are compared to where they want to be? The gap is created by your sales ability with your questioning skills to build that gap. You can't tell them what their problems are, because that's going to go in one ear out the other, because you're biased. You're a salesperson, right? Every salesperson tells them. You, when you learn NPQ like Cherie, this is why your income explodes, okay? 6x, whatever you were doing before, is because you're helping them see that it's far less risky for them to get the funding, purchase your solution to solve their problem, than it is for them to do nothing at all, staying in the status quo, nothing ever changes, and the problem gets worse. Which is more risky? And so when their view like, wow, it's way more risky for us if we don't buy from Cherie, then it's easy. Selling is so easy once you learn the right skills that work with human behavior.
And I'm not even asking them to buy from me. I'm just asking them to make a change, or if they're open to making a change. And I'm not even pushing my product at this time. I'm just saying, like, what would happen if you had another account takeover and one of your users lost $500,000, $1 million, $2 million in crypto, or their account got drained or transfer wired to some other offshore account? What would happen? It's not even what would happen to the bank. What does that mean to you? Like, does that mean you got to like work weekends, like answering IT support tickets? Does that mean you have to work, late at night and get time with your kids anymore because you got this fraud issue going on? So it goes beyond just like the day-to-day stuff that's going on at the bank. What does that mean? And you're training percent. What does that mean to you personally? The extra hours, the reputation, how your CEO is going to view your group if fraud is getting through, right? It's going to impact your budget for the next year or the amount you're going to get for budget to like buy new tools and look at new vendors because your group is underperforming because you're not going to do it. You're not doing anything about your situation. Yeah.
Yeah. And they could likely be fired, right? So there's
They
huge
could likely be
consequences.
fired or more, they could get discouraged and disheartened because they're going to blame it on the bank that I'm not getting what I need. And they're going to go look for a new job. And, a new job is great. I mean, a lot of people make more money in their next job and there's a bump and raise. But hey, look, listen, man, like when you start a new job, the first 6 months are hard because you got to prove yourself all over again. Do you really want to do that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. 100%. And if they make the right decision, they solve the problem, they purchase your solution, it makes them look really good in their boss's mind. They get more
They come out
promotion.
the hero. They come out the hero. Like this person did their due diligence in, finding the right vendor to help solve this problem, right? And how could we take advantage of our opportunity of using this vendor, right? Always look at it from the customer's point of view. How can they take advantage of their opportunity to use your product?
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100% of the time. So what's another question? So what's part of the sales process that we've taught you? So, whether that's connecting questions, whether that's situation questions or problem awareness or solution awareness or commitment questions, give everybody here a few other questions that you're using that we've taught you, and then the reaction your prospects follow when you ask those questions.
There's two questions that I always use, right? And they're not in the same, they're in different parts of the dialogue. One is a solution awareness question that I use, and one is a committee question that I use. The most powerful solution awareness question that you can ask is getting your prospect to think how their life would be different, how their life would be different or their responsibilities would be different if they were living in a utopia, in their ideal world, right? Like, what would be their criteria of success, right? So if you were to get this type of metric, like a 40% reduction in false positives, a 40% reduction in fraud, how would your I don't want to say your life because this is more like they're representing a bank, right? This is a B2B sale. So you don't want to say how would your life be different than it is now, but what would that mean to you or what would that mean to your group if you were able to achieve a 40% reduction in chargebacks or in fraud or in false positive? What would that mean to the top line for CEO?
And then how do they typically react to that solution awareness question? Because that's the first part.
Like they don't shut up. They will talk for 10 minutes because they will go on and thinking like, if I achieve this metric, which is cost savings, how could that be translated into revenue generation, which is what the CEO cares about, which is what the CFO cares about, which is what the COO cares about, right? Now they're thinking beyond their worlds and how great like the company could be if there was a minor tweak in a metric through my products, right?
Yeah.
So that's one question. The other question is the committee question. Do you feel like this could be the answer for you? Do you feel like this could get you in the direction that you want to go? Well, why do you feel that way? It
let's go back to
reaffirms in their mind psychologically.
Yeah. And let's go back to that solution awareness question, because when you ask them, like, what would that do for your group? And they tell you, like, oh my gosh, it'd be great because of this, because of that. Then the next question, solution awareness question we want to ask after that, like, okay, but I know that's, good enough for your group, but what would that do for you personally? See, and that brings out even more emotion from that prospect. That's like a follow-up solution awareness question.
Oh, yeah. Oh, totally, man. I mean, what would that do for you personally? Oh, I could go like drop my kids off to soccer at 7 p.m. because I don't have to be in the office, like putting out these fire drills, right? I can spend, my weekends are clear, so I can go to the gym in the morning, right? And like, take care of my health, as first priority again, right? Oh, I can go see my parents and talk to my dad because I haven't talked to him in like a month, right? I could go stop by, say hello, right? The type of awareness that a solution awareness question actually brings to the prospect, it's limitless. I mean, it depends on the individual, right? What their problems
are. It gets them to focus on what their future is.
What's their future? What's their
future going to look like once their problems are solved?
It's utopia. It's the criteria. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, 100%. All right, Sharif, thanks for being on, man. Any last words of advice you'd give to anybody out here? Maybe they're brand new to sales. Maybe they're experienced and they're doing okay, but maybe they want to do better. Maybe they want to make more money. What's your biggest piece of advice you'd give to any type of...
I want to say two things, Shermy. And, one is in your training, you reference a guy by the name of Daniel. Even if selling is not your, literal profession, like we're selling all the time. We're selling to our spouses. We're selling to our kids. We're selling to, we're selling internally within our organization. Like we're always selling, right? So the NEPQ framework is going to help you in your life personally and professionally. That's the first thing that I want to say. Like it's the rewards I've gained out of this are limitless. The second thing I want to say is, look, I've done all your trainings. I've done 18 months of one-on-one coaching with you. I've invested in the money, right? I've invested in myself, right? I do degrees from undergrad and I have an MBA, right? Your training, hands down, was the best investment that I've ever made in my life.
Even better than your two.
I'm
your
still
two
paying off my MBA after the fact, and I don't even remember any of the stuff or the crap I've learned in MBA school in 2004 to 2006. It was 15 years ago. But your stuff, if you master it and you practice and you really, really take it to heart of wanting to strive to do better in everything you do, your training will do wonders for people. I just want to say that flat out.
No, 100%. I mean, we have, almost 4,600 testimonials in the last 2.5 years alone. There was even some before that in our beta launch. So the proof is there for sure. So Shri, thanks for being on here. Awesome. Hope everybody got value from that. If you're a salesperson, coach, executive, heck, if you're a business owner, we train a lot of company sales teams that get massive results at this point. And some of those teams were horrible when they first came to us, and we have completely turned them around. We're talking any industry, hundreds of industries we train right now. So if you want to know more details about how we can help you and your team, or if you're an individual, sell a lot more of what you're doing now, in the comments section, just post #NEPQ, and either myself, Marco Cortese, our CRO, or Matt Ryder, our CEO, will message you more details to see if we can help. Shri, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for being on with us today, sir. Get better from that COVID version 3. All right, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you. You're awesome, man.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed these, here's another you can watch right over here. Join our free Sales Revolution group. Click the link below, join us, and we're going to help you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you real soon.